Okay, now here's a video that I feel that I really shouldn't be making. But that's the way life works, as in, I've got a strong feeling here that I should not be making this video, as in I'm not qualified for making this video and it can only lead to trouble. Don't make this video, the brain shouting, but here I am making the video. So that's my only link, I think, perhaps, to the no eye stuff. What is this video about? It's about life. It's about being a human being. It's about being an individual. Individual in the sense that we often hear or use the word now, individual, and it's kind of a racy thing, as in, oh, he's an individual, as in he's interesting, or something. But an individual is what a human being is, but more in the sense of, I'll use he or she, no, he or she is on their own. That's the thing about being a humane being. All of us, we're on our own, and there's no way around that. There's this. You can have a lifetime partner type thing, but even with a lifetime partner, you're still on your own. Ostensibly, having the lifetime partner, for example, covers up to a greater extent the fact that you are on your own in a kind of, what, do you know what I mean by on your own? I've for many years now thought of it as the Billy Joel or Billy Joel my life line, where whatever it is, you wake up with yourself. And that's the thing, it doesn't matter how flashy your life is, you wake up with yourself. As in, I suppose that could be linked to me and my thoughts, and me not liking particularly my thoughts, but in a way I can't get away from them. I can use techniques. Luckily my life has been chock full of reading lots of books for techniques for mind control. Oh God. Now I've got to sneak back into the no eye thing. There is no eye that can control the mind. It's more the books that I have read have programmed. Oh God, I've had another thought. The mind. I was watching a video yesterday of some lady who I think was a professional who would have worn a white coat in the daytime. Something to do with mental health or something. And she was going on about the mind, and when the video had finished, I realised, I can't say for the first time, but I strongly realised that I had no idea what a mind is. I couldn't even think whether it was a noun or a verb or an adverb or whatever it was. What is it? I don't know what a mind is. Is the mind the noun, the thing that creates thoughts? Is it? Or is it a collective name for thoughts? Like a whoop of baboons. Apparently that's the collective name for baboons. Is a mind, do you get a mind of thoughts? Is it the collective name for what's a mind? I've got no idea. After all looking into this sort of stuff I've done over the decades, let's say, I've got no idea what people mean when they say mind. And although she's a professional, I strongly suspect that she doesn't have much idea either. But maybe she does. Maybe there's a professional label which is mind, which everyone in the profession understands. I don't. Anyway, trying to avoid the subject, I think. Billy Joel, wake up with yourself. You're alone. And I think a lot of our actions are to get away from this fact, to distract us from the fact that we are alone. Because when we realise that we're alone, which we are, don't rub it in, Nick, when we realise that we're alone, we understand the enormity of out there and the very, very, very smallness of in here in comparison. And it's pretty frightening. And it might be what leads to looking for love, but there's probably lots of other natural components for that. It's for most distraction behaviour. Would even power come into it? I mean, there are loads of other things, ways of describing why people go in for looking for love and power games and all that sort of stuff. But this frightening feeling of being alone in a huge world, stroke universe, is a frightening thing. We need, for our own mental health, to forget it as much as possible. And I think instead of throwing out a couple of, I don't think would be very clever, platitudinous tricks to get round it, I think this video just acknowledging or pointing out that probably everyone in the world has this sort of inbuilt insecurity of being a lonely one in a mass of millions and billions of people and things is absolutely and totally normal. I think that's the best I can say, really. Otherwise it'll just get wishy-washy and fluffy. So I'll leave it there. And anybody that wants to dig in further in comments or whatever, we might be able to, it might so happen that we dig in further. But it's, I think that's the best I can do to acknowledge that it's it must surely be a universal feeling of vulnerability and aloneness is the natural feeling of a human being in this world. I think, okay, I'll leave it there. Bye.